While people are getting their coffee, want to kick you guys off. My name is Don Wettrick. Are we on the? Oh, here we go.
I'm really close to you right now. I feel like we're doing color commentary.
Yeah. All right. My name is Don Wettrick, CEO of STARTedUP Foundation. First of all, thank you guys for joining us. This is an event that we look forward to. It's like in the NCAA tournament. I like round one more than the finals because I can see all the variety. So yesterday we were in West Lafayette, and today we're here. We're bouncing all over the state, and we love it because without a doubt, I taught for 20 years. I kind of want to go over the mission and vision here, but our core values and really how this started is that I want to teach students to view a new life of through a lens of innovation, entrepreneurship, while building a life of purpose, and that is to build up a generation with an opportunities are everywhere mindset, fueling innovation, hope, and community, country, and the world. So what does that mean? People that can see problems as opportunities are in high demand, right? The amount of people that we have a funny saying around here. We talk about the fact that a lot of people are moaners and groaners, and the kids you're going to meet today are seekers and peakers. What do I mean by that? It sounds rhymey, but it's true. People love to point out what's not good. The people that can listen to those people complain and seek out opportunity, those are seekers. You guys are in a different kind of class because peakers are peeking around the corner and seeing what's coming next. People that can kind of predict where things are going, as I was talking to some teams today on where the world's moving, my gosh, I love that. Core values-wise, I'll just go over a couple. But I like number 2, not everyone has to be an entrepreneur, but everybody should be able to think like one. About 10% of people want to start their businesses on their own, but if you guys are seeking those opportunities and you're coming up with opportunities for your neighborhood, your school, your employment, whatever, that is in such high demand. And then also, the future economy will rely on people that provide value and build solutions. I know that now that we're in this age of AI is not going to figure it out. Discernment and you feeding some things and scrubbing your ideas with AI is right now one of the hot things, right? And I also talking to people my age and older of like, man, I don't understand some of these skills. Meanwhile, there's 16, 17-year-olds going, I got you. I'll be able to help. So these are some of the core values that we just love this kind of mindset. We love that you guys are here, not just this is not I got a business idea. This is I've got a problem and I think I have a solution. Also, you guys may know, and the people that aren't students, this is kind of our timeline. This, for the most part, starts back in August. A lot of our teachers start throwing out what problems do you see. And so throughout the school year, the students kind of go through the business plans and the curriculum. They start kind of narrowing it down. And by March, all of our teachers have kind of a smaller in-class pitch competition. And then they start feeding us who their finalists are. In April is where we're at right now. Obviously, there's 7 STARTedUP Challenge regional competitions. They'll take place over the next couple weeks. And then by that time, we will have our 7 winners. And then we will have 3 at-large, or what we're calling wild cards. We'll have a top 10. And then from May to June, they will refine and improve. This is where some of the hugest growth is that once you're announced that you're in the top 10 for the state, you're not done. You're not like, oh, I'll see you guys in June. No. There's a lot of refinement. There's a lot of improvement. And there's a lot of time to get those things done. There's be some workshops and a boot camp in June. On June 12th, and may really invite you if you want to come. In Indianapolis, there is our big event. We've got a big name speaker coming this year as well. And then once that's over, on June 15th or 18th, we're taking our inaugural innovation tour across Indiana. So those are for all the top 10 teams, not just the winning team. Oh man, we just got some more. Hey, come on in. Also want to thank our regional host, Deaconess, for offering maybe the best view and the nice and beautiful spot they've given us today. So here at Deaconess, this is the first time we've hosted it here, and we cannot thank them enough. This is awesome. Also now I want to allow the judges to introduce themselves. I will start from my right to the left. I'll start with you.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Alex Abbott, I reside here in Evansville, Indiana. Proud to do so. Been a Hoosier my whole life. Well done to everyone I'm the founder of Dominion Consulting. We serve small, mid-sized business owners. Where the bookkeeper or the CPA concludes their work, we begin. And we partner with that business owner through the results they desire on an ongoing basis. We are filling the missing gap in advisory services for business owners. Thanks for being here.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary Winstead, co-owner and founder of Beautiful Edible Farm and also local source online marketplace and food hub in Evansville. Really excited about hearing everything today. I've been a mentor in the farming community for many years and just excited to see what the young people here have to say to us today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Hart. I'm the creator and CEO of Hype Hop Dance Fitness, which is a high-energy hip-hop based dance fitness format that is taking over the country and the world. We just opened our first headquarters and brick-and-mortar location here on the east side of Evansville. I am very passionate about an inclusive environment, making fitness attainable and accessible for everyone and welcoming for everyone. And super excited to hear all of the pitches today. I'm inspired just being in the room. So thank you so much for the work that you put in, and thank you for having me.
Hello, I'm Logan Jenkins. I'm the Executive Director at Circular Venture Lab. We focus on purpose-driven ventures that better communities. So that's our entire mission. Work with startups across Indiana and across the Midwest. I've been with STARTedUP Foundation as a partner, sponsor, friend,
Mentor.
Yeah. We could go on and on for 3 years now. So really pleased to be here. Also a member of Hype Hop Dance Fitness. And highly recommend that. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Courtney Lander. I am with the Centerpoint Energy Foundation. Specifically support the foundation throughout our entire footprint, but lead responsibility with a lot of the incredible nonprofits in the southwestern Indiana region. Born and raised Evansville girl, so this is home, and I am just thrilled to be here and really excited to see all the students and your ingenious. So thank you for your time and your efforts today.
About a hand for our judges.
Also, adults, we just did bring in some coffee, but if you need an energy boost, just keep talking to Mackenzie. Okay. Here's the competition format. Each team will have 6 minutes to present. There is a countdown clock there. After that, the judges will have up to 4 minutes Q&A. Just know that Alyssa will be giving you we have time for 1 more question warning. And from there, the judges have the fun job of deciding who the champion is, and they will take up to 60 minutes during that deliberation time. Here is the order of which we have drawn. Take notes there. Therefore, our first team, boy, I'm gonna
Drum roll.
Hephaestus.
Nope.
Hephaestus
Hephaestus
is up first.
All right, thank you.
Hephaestus.
We'll have you pitch in front of this screen. Two microphones, so share. Here's like a drive. Who wants the clicker? Got the clicker? All right, you just let me know when you need to do. Okay. Yep, that's yours. Good luck.
All right, y'all, my name is Alex Lee. This is Joseph Arisa, and that's our plumber for today, Gavin Deaconess. But hold on, I think I'm getting a call. But you know, I'm busy right now, right? I can't pick up the phone because I'm pitching to you guys. So I guess I'll pick it up later.
Yo, this guy is never gonna pay. I'm gonna have to drive out to his house and beat him up in order to take this money.
You see the problem here? There's no communication. And let's say 2 hours later, I come back, oh, I'm free now. I call them, but he's not even at the office anymore. They're off duty. So now it just becomes phone tag, back and forth. I call him, he calls me, and there's just this communication gap between the consumer and the business.
Microphone. Oh,
Sorry.
there we go.
The consumer and the business. And this gets even worse and expands into the field. Let's imagine Gavin drives to my house to fix my water heater. He's plumbing, HVAC, whatever, and I'm not home. So what happens? He just drove half an hour for an empty house. That adds up fast. Each missed appointment by a trade business can total to over $200 in lost revenue, time, and gas. And this can total to over $15,000 a month lost in revenue because 20% of all appointments are missed. This is the communication gap between the consumer and the trades business. We see that appointments are scheduled and then canceled, and there's a communication gap that leads to inefficiency and uncoordination and just waste time for everyone. We realize that your time is important, so we want to make communication possible, which is why we built Purposelessness. Purposelessness is an all-in-one managing app for trade businesses that connects the consumer and the business. We make billing and invoices easy, and we schedule your appointments so you can keep track of what happens at every step of the appointment. And now let's play the video to showcase our platform.
Waitlist. So once customers join the waitlist from this specific website that each company gets, they appear on the waitlist for in the dashboard of that company where they can then be scheduled. We see that they're scheduled, their service is drain cleaning, their technician is Joseph, their job price is optional. So we're gonna go ahead and schedule them for Wednesday at 11 a.m. for 1 hour, and yeah, we'll give them a lot of reminders. So we add this to our schedule, and it automatically appears on the dashboard awaiting a response. So right now we're awaiting customer confirmation. So there's a notification sent to the phone number asking, are you available at this time? And then once that is sent back, it'll get moved back. It'll say, all right, we're good to go. And then another reminder will be sent about 24 hours beforehand to make sure that person knows that they have an appointment and that they will be at their house. Then once that's responded to, that'll be moved to the ready to roll category. So the technicians know when they can go and when those people will be home. Not only that, that's our main feature, but the other features we offer are consistent with all other all-in-one scheduling softwares. For example, we have a robust finance tab where you can see your revenue, expenses, profits, taxes, all of those things. Now, we don't actually process payments, but we do allow companies to track what kind of money they're getting. Along with that, in the settings, we go ahead and integrate with QuickBooks. So not only does it allow you to track it within our app, it also allows you to connect this back to your QuickBooks. You have clients, invoices, and payments. All of the things along those lines already set up here. With that being said, we also have estimates and invoices tab where you can go ahead and create custom invoices and estimates to send to your customers after their job's been completed. Speaking of customers, we also have our clients tab where any recurring clients like me right here, you can go ahead and rebook them again or contact them directly if necessary.
Now, for our streams of revenue, we offer 3 simple tiers, starting from our $24 all the way up to our $99 subscriptions. Now, a single plumbing or electrical appointment costs more than $200, so preventing just one no-show saves up for the entire subscription. Now, if we receive the $1,000 prize, we investigate for our cause, such as our development team building our SMS system, which creates a seamless gap between both the homeowners and businesses, and with our database sale. And this for the low cost of only $1,000 was turned into a recurring revenue stream of $50 per month per person. Now, for our market size, we are targeting over 400 businesses here in our Evansville and Newburgh area. And as we keep on developing and expanding our platform, we'll be expanding to other districts here as well. Now, here's where we are and where we are going. So far, we've been outreaching to many of our businesses here, getting feedback, getting data of what we can improve on, and we've already built our SMS prototype. Next, we're going to be scaling to customers and then expanding our field to other businesses outside of trade calls. Now, what makes it festive, innovative? What makes it different than all these competitors here on the list? Well, we are targeting these small businesses. Our app is simple. We have a simple set. We do not have an app which makes it easier for the homeowners to be communicating with their electricians or their plumbers and their businesses. And then, unlike these other competitors here, we use our SMS system, which is much more effective than the traditional emails that these trade businesses use. And like Alex said, it creates this back and forth between these two, and no communication occurs at all.
10 seconds
If you want
remaining.
to ask us about our innovation, you can ask us after, during the question. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Okay, judges.
What was the inspiration behind this? How did you come up with the idea?
Okay, so a few months ago, our water heater broke down, and we scheduled an appointment for like 2 days out. But then when the appointment came, none of us were home. We realized we were all busy at that time. So we had to wait like an extra 2 or 3 days just to get our appointment fixed again. So we want to create this, like our inspiration for this was that, we realized our time is being wasted and the business's time is also being wasted. So we really wanted to create a communication method so we could tell these businesses, hey, we're not home, could we reschedule to sometime sooner rather than pushing it out to have cold water for like another 2 to 3 days.
Have you considered any other markets, or are you solely focused on trades currently?
So yes, we're mainly focused on trades for right now because a lot of our service operates on this idea of this communication gap, right? We focus on the text messaging to make it a lot easier for business to consumer communication. But in the back of my mind, I've been thinking about that a lot. And that's why we started to build out some more of our all-in-one scheduling features. Like, it doesn't just send text messages. You can also use it as your scheduler or it connects QuickBooks, things like that. So right now, we're mainly focusing on trade businesses just to get a base level consumer base. But afterwards, then we're going to try to expand to more areas.
We have time for one more question.
For the business owner that uses your service, what is the number one value they receive?
So the number one value they receive is the communication, right? That is the main thing that we provide. But the issue with that is, if they're already paying for a communication thing, why not go ahead and already pay for all their scheduling too? So it's all condensed into one. So our main feature is that communication, but we try to bundle all of the scheduling features into it in order to make sure that it has everything that a business owner would need for communication, basically for managing clients all in one place.
And that also includes our financing, so we can send bills and invoices to make sure like everyone's paying their bills on time and we get the communication that goes both ways.
Thank you.
All right, and we're off. Great job, guys. It's always tough to go first. I'm Kevin Shamel, Director of Programming for StartedUP, and I get the pleasure of overseeing our three main programs. The first one is what you're seeing today, the StartedUP Challenge. Our second is our Alumni Association, which you're going to hear a little bit more about later from some of our distinguished alumni that are in the room. And then the third one is our Teacher Innovation Accelerator. We'll talk a little bit about that right now. So if you know a teacher that just gets it, if you're thinking of somebody, you know the one, a teacher who goes above and beyond, who brings energy and creativity into the classroom, the one that's changing lives, yeah, that teacher. The teacher that came to mind is exactly who we're looking for, because the StartedUP Innovation Accelerator is built for educators just like them. It's a powerful hands-on experience that equips teachers to lead, innovate, and bring entrepreneurship to life for their students. And when they're selected to be part of this distinguished group, they don't just participate, they truly do level up. They gain real leadership experience and opportunities. They have a nationwide network of incredible educators and mentors, a proven, ready-to-use entrepreneurship and innovation curriculum, travel and experiences that expand their perspective, and new ways to open doors for their students. Here's the best part. It doesn't just impact one classroom. It impacts entire schools and entire communities. We see it. We see it every day and every year. And right now we're accepting applications for our 2026 cohort. So here's what you need to do. Think of that teacher, and spoiler alert, a lot of those teachers are already in the room right now. So if you are or have ever been part of our Innovation Accelerator, formerly known as the Fellowship, would you please stand up for us? And let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you all very much. People always ask Don, they always ask the team, how do you get students thinking and working and connecting like this? And we step back and say, we don't, the teachers do. We give them the resources, the encouragement, the permission to take risks, and that makes all the difference. So we couldn't do what we do without the teachers, because when you do invest in one great teacher, you really do invest in hundreds of students. So they can go to our website, StartedUpFoundation.org, under the Educators tab, and there's more information about the Innovation Accelerator. So if you're thinking of that teacher, do us a favor. Let's connect with them. So at this point, I'd like to bring up team number 2 from Bloomington High School South, SUP. Keith, come on over here, bud. How do you present in front of this one? On a hot mic. There's your clicker, and you're all set.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keith Waller, and today I'll be presenting SUP. SUP is an AI-integrated customer support web-based platform. Right now, many businesses are facing difficult challenges with customer support. Expensive options are currently dominating the market. Many tickets could be easily automated, and it's very hard to respond on time with human or even traditional support methods. SUP exists in that gap. So what we're trying to do is the opposite of traditional support. Traditional support is looking to provide responses, which means instructions on what should happen next in a business context. For example, pointing you to an FAQ page or sending you to somewhere on their website. SUP exists only to try and get your action performed. So what we're trying to do is take what you need to happen and just do it, instead of pointing you to a resource to have a middleman in there. So we support over hundreds of different types of these options. We have 315, and so we can easily automate using our custom trade model to do it. Yeah, we can just perform the action or do whatever the business needs to have happen in that exact moment. So the business can control whatever they need to from their end. So they could tell someone where their package is, or send them an email telling them how to reset their password. There's so many things that we can support to help make their time easier and optimize them for doing other things that are more important. So this is an example of what it would look like to our end customers. A business could easily put their own skin on it, so they could use their colors, their logo, whatever they need. But you can see that the customer has asked what they need, and then it's evaluating their request. And if they were to hit yes, that's right here, then in this case it would send an email, but there's hundreds, so we could perform a multitude of different actions within this system. And if they were to hit no, they would be routed back to a human agent, and only the most difficult, comprehensive queries that our system cannot handle, which is only about 8% of queries, is what they would need to handle on their own. So SUP, comparing to traditional support options, or even more tech-first support options, humans are currently very slow. They can take action, but it's slow and it's manual, and it's sometimes difficult to get their end of the line, sometimes difficult to communicate with humans. Also, AI, if you're looking at that, it's very fast, credit where it's due, but it's also probabilistic. It doesn't always give the right answer, and it might have issues with being built for chat instead of being dedicated a support system. SUP is not response-based, so we're just trying to figure out exactly what the customer wants, and so we're trying to sit in a happy medium of exactly what the business needs. So we're competing against some very big players, but we think that our system is optimized to fill the gap for where they're not. So we're looking at our usage-based pricing. We have our non-responsive based AI, the human approval with that action I showed before, the confirmation, and then we also have 15 integrations, so wherever businesses work, we already are. So right now in this space, there are a variety of very expensive players who are spending a lot of money on marketing to get their expensive product out there. The businesses that are seeing these probably don't have the money to spend $200, $250 a month on support when they have maybe 10 customer requests a month. So SUP, we have usage-based pricing so that you're not fighting against subscriptions whenever you really don't need them and could handle with much less. So if you're looking at us versus a human agent, at the average customer support rate, it's $27.75 an hour, which means it's about $2.50 per ticket. So that's very expensive for a small and growing business. This is our cost of goods sold. It's 1/1000th of a cent. So even if we mark that up just a little bit, we're making enough to where we can sustain this for businesses. So we currently charge 20 cents. So we can charge, the margin is almost 200x, but we have more pricing tiers that expand this further. And these are all our pricing tiers. We have 20 cents and then a heavy automation request like sending multiple emails or requests to different platforms would be 30 cents, and then we also expanded further with different add-ons. So what we've seen is a lot of traction with this. We've seen over 100,000 views on our content. We've hundreds of site visits, and we're looking at a potential installation with an electrical company, which could be in the 4-figure range. And it's only been 5 weeks since we first did our outreach. So STARTedUP is designed to continue our integrations with our customers. So our revenue scales as our customers get better and more supported, because if they have more requests, then we are getting more money and they're getting happier and they get further and further into the system. They're also already integrated with the platform, so they're like designed to stick around because they've already used our tool for long enough that they know how it works and they have their systems connected to ours. We also have built-in distribution because every end user who sees our platform also has the option to see, like, communicate us and continue to see us as a support option. Yeah. So who's ready to get started? Thank you.
Judges. Okay, judges.
Well done. You note that you're going up against big players, and you also noted you're targeting SaaS companies, which are spending multi-million dollars in software.
Yes.
So my question is, what keeps a company like that from building this in-house?
Well, we have proprietary technology that took us several weeks to create, but our main thing is our integrations. So we've already designed and set it up so that the businesses can set us up in under 15 minutes. So it would take much less time to use us than try to build your own solutions, which could take weeks or potentially months to get to the level of where we are currently.
So in a world where everyone wants instant gratification and they want everything right now, I think we all appreciate how streamlined and efficient this is, but you did talk about the 8% of queries that may not be able to be handled. With your software, at that point, is the business required to step in, or is that something that like you would provide customer service for?
Okay, the business as it stands currently would be required to step in. However, we do have, we're looking at expanding options into a responsive-based model, but with a very controlled harness so that we could then handle requests, but that's not something that we've implemented yet, but I am looking at that.
Long term, do you see this as a company that will take venture capital funding, or is this something that can run on revenue alone?
Our run rate's currently, like I set it up so that I don't need funding. I could use it to get more of the model better and make it more, like, get us farther down the line, but right now we do not need funding to continue to scale this business.
We have time for one more question.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, we'd like to thank our 2026 StartedUP Summit host, Butler University Lacey School of Business, where at least one of these teams will be cheering on today. Will compete against the other state finalists on June 12th for prize money and scholarship opportunities. The event is the culmination of a year of hard work, innovation, and grit, bringing together the entire StartedUP ecosystem for one massive can't-miss experience. At the summit, you'll witness the top 10 StartedUP Challenge finalist teams as they take the stage for the $25,000 prize money. You'll reconnect with alumni, support standout regional finalists, and celebrate alongside our incredible Innovation Accelerator educators. Whether you're here for the ideas, the energy, or the community, this is where it all comes together. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this at the June Started Up Summit. And for that, a brief video from Butler University.
The Started Up Challenge is hosted in Clues Hall, which is across the quad from Dugan Hall, home of the Lacey School of Business. This year, we're particularly proud of our partnership with Started Up because it brings young minds from high school together with university educators and industry partners in an amazing event. Another element of the Started Up Challenge that we're particularly proud of is that Butler University is offering a tiered scholarship program. Participants in this year's competition will be eligible for between $10,000 and $20,000, depending on their performance. At the Lacey School of Business, we are proud of the curriculum we've developed. It provides an elite level of business education with programs simply not found at other universities. For example, in your sophomore year, as a part of the real business experience, you and some teammates will build a real business. That business will have startup capital, it will have a bank account, and will have insurance. Another element of the Lacey School of Business is our required internship program. Many universities require only a single internship. We require two, and we will assist you in finding an internship with a coveted firm or an industry that's of particular interest to you. A program that we've been very busy building at the Lacey School of Business provides students C-suite opportunities. We have a number of organizations that you can participate with and at some point hopefully manage. These include programs like our Student Managed Investment Fund, which manages almost $5 million in assets. We also have a Student Managed Angel Fund, a student-run captive insurance company, a student-run coffee shop, a student-run thrift store, and a student-run fulfillment center. Clearly, there should be some opportunities for you in one of those organizations. In short, the Lacey School of Business program is designed for students just like you. You're passionate about entrepreneurship, and you might even have a business that you're currently operating. With the Lacey School of Business, we encourage you to bring that business with you. We want to partner with you to build that business over the 3 or 4 year period of time that you're with us. Instead of leaving the university to go build your business as entrepreneurs have done in the past, we encourage you to stay and let us help. We'll even provide you up to 9 credit hours in our program to work on your own business. We've hosted the Started Up Summit for many years, and we're looking forward to hosting this year's event too. Because in the end, it brings high school talent into a university setting, and we can show them off to our industry partners.
And just a few years ago, I was in your shoes. In 2022, I positioned second place and won the Latino Startup Award. And in 2023, I made it to the top 10. And this experience truly changed my life. The competition opened doors I never would have imagined. Media, features, networking with the top entrepreneurs, and even a seat in the board of directors of Ivy Tech Business School. But what mattered the most? It was learning how to sell myself and my ideas to show the people that it was worth investing in me. That's why Butler University and the Lacey School of Business were a perfect fit. The first year business experience and the real world business experience really helped me develop my skills to the next level, not just in theory, but in practice. And I've been surrounded by students and mentors that have been pushing me into aiming higher and thinking bigger. And trust me, these connections are what's going to matter in your future. If there's one thing I've learned is that networking is everything. At Butler, you're constantly surrounded by motivated and talented people that will one day be your partners, clients, or even investors. If you're ready to turn this competition into more than just an experience, but into a launch pad into your future, Butler's where you need to be. I wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to see what you can accomplish.
All right. Please welcome our next team, Verdant Labs from Signature School.
Whenever you are ready.
All right, good morning. My name is Akshay Sarvanan, and I'm the founder of STARTedUP Labs. I'm building Canopy AI, a botanical intelligence platform designed to protect valuable indoor plants. So the problem. Currently, plant care is reactive, not predictive. Plant owners only act after they see visual indicators, such as yellowing, curling, or drooping leaves. Yet environmental stress occurs much sooner. And for rare and exotic plants, this gap in time of reaction can mean the difference between life and death. The solution. So I built Canopy AI. Canopy AI helps plant owners detect stress and react early. So it works in 3 steps. So first, the system monitors key environmental conditions, such as soil moisture, light, humidity, and temperature. Then, the algorithm analyzes and searches for risks and stressors, and then it provides clear recommendations, so the user knows exactly what to do next. So, I'm not starting with every plant owner. I'm starting with serious plant owners and collectors. These are people who feel this problem the most. They own valuable, sentimental, or hard-to-replace plants, and they already invest significant time and energy. They will be willing to pay for peace of mind, prevention, and guidance. So, I already have a working prototype, which you can see before you. It is an enclosure prototype, and it is my current MVP. So, the user experience. So, we already have a working app, which you can access through the QR code. So, the app is designed to be very simplistic, as it's only supposed to provide info that's relevant to your plant. So, it's not any crazy numbers. So, users can quickly see their plant status, so they don't have to go searching through random data tables and such. And then it gives actionable alerts, so you know exactly what's wrong with the plant and why. Then it provides clear recommendable guidance, so you know exactly what to do next to help your plant not face any damage. So currently, competition. So in the sector, there are 2 main areas. First, we have self-watering planters, and these only work for watering convenience. And on the other end of the sector, we have grow boxes and grow systems, which are designed for complex grow environments, which are usually not required for serious collectors. Canopy enters the niche as a sensor-first early detection system that provides monitoring, insight, and guidance. Okay, so Vernon Labs wins for 3 reasons. First, we have scalable data advantage. Our data, the more you use the device, the intelligence layer will develop and will get to know your plant better. Next, it provides plant-specific insights. So what does that mean? That means that it's not some random watering schedule. As you'll see in our demo, you will see that it analyzes your plant species and knows exactly what your plant needs. And it also provides sensor-first guidance. So the data is live. Okay, so I wanted to see if this could actually be used as a product, not just as a prototype. So what I did is I analyzed the X factory unit cost. So I analyzed that as $45, and this is allocated as $18 for sensors, $18 for microcontroller, sorry, $12 for sensors, $10 for enclosure, and $5 for quality assurance and packaging. So this doesn't aside from fixed costs. So when you produce mass, you need to have there are additional one-time fees, such as setup, quality assurance, and piloting. So what I decided is that I would run a pilot program to identify demand and only then produce the mass. So margins. Currently, the margins are $79 for our middle model, for the Canopy model, and the estimated costs are $45, which a profit margin of 34%. The business model is a 3-tiered business model, providing 3 tiers. Foundation provides basic monitoring, while Canopy provides the AI layer, and Elite provides more insights and analytics. So the goal is to start premium and then expand into the broader market. So go-to-market, how will I reach these consumers? Well, what I will do is I will reach them through online forums, plant collector communities, and local Bob's communities. Next, I will convert them through early access updates and updates to the website. Next, retain them by keeping the website always active and ensuring referral credits so they can earn rewards when they add their friends, and also by adding a connect to others page, which you can do on the website. So the roadmap. I already have a working prototype, and I'm working on refining the MVP. The $1,000 we used as follows. $35 will be used for enclosure prototyping to make it more compact. As you can see, it's kind of bulky. Next, $300 will be used to improve the sensors to reduce calibration time. And after that, $250 will be allocated for a pilot test to get real-world feedback. After that, $100 will be used for packaging and mounting. And here is the demo. Okay, So as you can see, this is the login. You can create your account, as I've done so already. It gives you your account info, and here I will add a device. That is, every device will have a code. Mine is KP101. Then I'm uploading a photo of my plan. I could identify my plan, which will provide all relevant details of the plan. As you can see, it's a JPEG. Then I simply answer a few small questions that are necessary to identify what problems could occur. As you can see, some info is already pre-filled as it was derived from the photo. Next, add an opinion. Then, Sprite will be analyzing plans, make sure all the data is correct, and personalizes the dashboard. And here's the monitoring dashboard. As you can see your plans and some quick info. So, for example, the JPEG is toxic to pets if ingested. It provides correct data, and in a minute, it refreshes. So you can get constant data over time. As you can see, it has done 3 readings, and that is displayed in the chart. Also, Sprite will help you if you have any questions regarding your plan. And thank you.
So I know that you mentioned in your go-to-market and several other slides that you are going to start with serious collectors of these rare and exotic plants. About what size is that market?
So if I can reference this. Yeah. Okay. So as you can see from this slide, the market is pretty large. As during the COVID pandemic, a huge market developed. And I don't need to capture that entire market. I just need to capture a small segment of the premium consumers, right? So if I can access 0.25 or even 5.5% of this premium market, I can get $2 to $5 million in a 3-year time span.
So I hate to admit this in front of so many people, but I have a black thumb. Like, I can't grow anything or keep it alive, so I have no plants. So in that case, like, I know I'm not your target demographic, but say this is my, resolution or something, this is my goal and I want to try it. What if my malpractice kills the plant or whatever, but I blame it on your software for not telling me what to do accurately? Have you thought about those kinds of conversations or how you would handle it?
I'm still working through, say, like the customer assurance aspect, but what I would say is I would provide some sort of warranty of some sort that would provide some monetary compensation if something happened directly caused by my product.
Can you provide a bit of clarity on if you go to market, if you're going to work for retail, direct to consumer, both, how you imagine that to work?
Okay, so currently we're still developing the prototype, but if I were to go to market, I would start by sales through the platform on the website, and then after that, I would find some sort of mass
Attention all personnel, rapid response, Bravo 507. Attention all personnel, rapid response, Bravo 507. Attention all personnel, rapid response, Bravo 507.
Yeah, and then we would find some major retailer and then sell through that.
Have you gotten any early feedback from nurseries, or I know at Sixth School you're right next to Emerald Design. Have you talked to anyone about this?
Not yet. So my plan is to first get the entire licensing system worked out, and then expand and make connections and see what I can do to improve the product itself. So that would be the pilot program, and I would get some pilot program volunteers, and then I would get feedback, and then yes, connect to these different organizations in our community.
All right, thank you.
Righty. This time, we'd like to extend our sincere gratitude for the IEDC, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, in their role as the 2026 STARTedUP Challenge state sponsor. Seriously, from the very beginning, they've been here for us, and I cannot tell you how much Really, the state of Indiana appreciates your work and how much, how proud they are of you. The IDC's commitment goes beyond sponsorship and represents a meaningful investment in the future of Indiana's economy. By supporting programs like StartedUP Challenge, they are helping cultivate the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and problem solvers who will drive the state forward. Their belief in students today is a direct investment in tomorrow's workforce, business, and communities. Because of this partnership with the IDC, we're not just preparing students for jobs, we're empowering them to create them. Please join me in thanking the IDC for their continued leadership, vision, and dedication to building stronger economies for Indiana. All right, up next from Tell City High School, Team Hand in Hand.
Whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, my name is Leah Holloman. I'm Chloe Lindauer. And I'm Ila Apple, and we are the co-founders and CEOs of Hand in Hand. This past summer, my great-grandpa was placed in a nursing home due to recent complications with his surgery. He's a cornerstone of our family, and it was really hard for us to see him in there. And my family, we would have really busy schedules. We didn't really have a lot of time for extended visits. And it made it that much worse whenever he passed away without anyone there, like without a hand to hold. This is what sparked the idea for our company, Hand in Hand.
The problem is, people are dying alone. 148,000 people die alone each year. Our other two problems that we came across are some people not having enough time to visit their loved ones in nursing homes or hospice, and people in nursing homes or hospice don't have anybody to come and visit them.
Our solution to this problem is manufacturing an artificial, lifelike hand that will not only have heating elements, but moving elements, and it will be made of silicone. This is possible by putting metal wires in the fingers so they are movable, and having a rice pouch in the palm that is microwavable so it has heat right there. We came up with this solution because being alone can cause stress, which opens the body up to multiple diseases, like the possibility of them. And holding hands actually helps with stress management and helps calm the nervous system. In front of you guys, we placed some of our prototypes. Our first prototype that we made was a cardboard hand that was demonstrating how we want the fingers to move. Our second prototype was our first attempt at actually making the silicone hand. And then our third one was us actually getting the wires into the fingers, which are movable. What makes Hand in Hand unique is that most prosthetics are built for people to function normally in everyday life. However, Hand in Hand would be made to provide comfort to those who use it.
There's currently not another product like ours being made, so we're the only product for people that want to buy it. Our product is also made and owned by women instead.
And even though our product may seem a little unconventional, a little weird at first, we really do think it will benefit the patient by bringing it solace and comfort. The customers who will be buying this are people who have loved ones or friends and family in nursing homes and hospice, and they just don't have time to visit them, or the hospitals, nursing homes, and hospice centers that care for these types of patients.
For early adopters, we would like to have our local nursing homes, Golden Living in Oakwood. We'd like to use them as early adopters because they're local and it'd be a lot easier to get feedback from them about our product.
Current alternatives that are being used in hospitals are nurses filling medical gloves up with water and wrapping them around the patient's hand. Even though in the moment it might be comforting, they are not reusable and they're easily punctured. Other alternatives that are on the market, like our indirect competitors, would be like Warmies, the microwavable stuffed animals.
We sent out a survey and 80% of the people who responded have had or still have a family member in hospice or in the nursing home. 80% of respondents have also given us positive feedback about Hand in Hand. We talked to teachers and family members about Hand in Hand, as well as our local nursing, marketing, business teachers, and our local nurse, Stevie Everard. With this information, we were able to obtain how to start our own business better, and make it more successful.
The total cost for us to manufacture one hand right now costs $10.47. The only fixed cost we have is the casting mold, which we can reuse as many times as we need. However, this will likely increase as our production rate also increases. As I said, the total cost for us to manufacture one hand is $10.47.
Based on the cost of making the hand being that much, we came up with a selling price of $35 per hand. With future employees making $5 per hand, we are able to make a 55% profit. But to gain revenue, we plan to sell to hospitals, nursing homes, hospice centers, and to family members of hospice patients. We also plan to utilize pharmaceutical reps to increase selling. This is our revenue projections. We projected how many units we would sell to each type of customer, and this is the revenue in dollars. Also, in the future, we would like to sell through wholesale and medical care product distributors to help get our product to more people.
We will be helping end the stigma for death care. We will be helping hospice care patients as well as nursing home residents overcome the fear of dying.
If we win the $1,000, we would spend it on more supplies. This would help us evolve our prototypes and just make a better product for the patients. We would increase production rate, just build an inventory. We also would like to market to let more people know about this and so it can benefit them. We would also develop packaging. Don't let people be like me and my family, living in guilt, and don't let people be like my great-grandpa, dying alone without a handful. Thanks.
Well, first of all, just thank you for your vulnerability in sharing your story and bringing this presentation to us. It sounds like you all might be pursuing both a B2B and a B2C strategy. Do you have any kind of initial thoughts on where you think you might have greater traction?
I think that the greater traction will probably be in places like hospice care or nursing homes because I think families, it seems like a little bit impersonal to like get something for a family member. But I mean, if you're in like a large complex and they have a lot of patients that are just like, they're feeling sad, they don't have anyone to visit them, I think it'll be beneficial, like they'll have them in stock.
So in that scenario, when you talk about probably your biggest opportunity being these centers, do you anticipate them buying your product in bulk? And then at that point, could they use it on multiple people, or is that kind of like a maybe sanitary issue? Have you thought about that kind of thing?
Yes, we talked about maybe probably selling them in bulk, so then more will be distributed to these hospitals and hospice care. And we were thinking that these hands will be reusable. So if you put so many in a bulk, then they buy that many and probably get more bulks over time from like tear, wear and tear, stuff like that.
Any more questions?
Actually, have you all considered different skin tones whenever you're trying your prototypes, just to have kind of deeper connections with the people?
Yeah, we did, and we had more prototypes, they just didn't really turn out as well. I mean, even in the ones you see, there are a lot of flaws because we really hadn't had any experience with this. We wanted to, we have different skin types, but we just picked the best of our prototypes to show you today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, as we celebrate the incredible journey of the students, we want to take a moment to recognize the champions behind the scenes, the partners who believe in the young innovators and want to invest in what comes next. Today, we're proud to recognize our 2026 incentive partners. These organizations are doing more than showing support. They're creating real opportunities, from scholarships and mentorships and resources to next step pathways. They're helping turn ideas into the future. So we'd like to give a warm thank you to Purdue University Northwest and Butler University. These partners aren't just investing in projects, they're investing in our people. They're opening doors, expanding possibilities, and sending a powerful message to every student in the room. We see the potential, and we're here to help you take the next step. To our partners, thank you for being such an essential part of the journey. Because of you, the Startup Challenge isn't just a competition, it is a launch pad. Okay, so again, let's give them a big round of applause to our sponsors. All right, next is Team Mind Guide from Signature School.
Hi, I'm Joseph, and this is Mind Guide. Now, as I deliver this pitch, there's a student in the school system who is struggling, and his struggles will go unnoticed until it's too late. Not because schools don't care, but because on average, counselors are managing upwards of 400 counselors simultaneously, not only to succeed 50% of the guideline from the American School Counselor Association, but it is a widespread effect that can be seen across 96% of our country. Now, here's the problem. It's not just a staffing problem. Counselors are expected to manage hundreds of student cases at the same time. This means managing follow-ups. This means identifying students who need prioritization. And overall, counselors cannot do that on their own. So the solution isn't to increase staffing. It's to empower the ones that are already here. MindGuide is a student visibility and workflow platform that enables counselors to actually manage large caseloads more effectively using a prioritization system. So how this works is that first, students complete structured check-ins inside MindGuide, and these check-ins provide metrics about workload, engagement, and school challenges. Combined with grades and attendance, MindGuide surfaces students who actually need prioritization, and it helps counselors understand who needs help. These profiles are then transferred to a student or to a counselor dashboard that enables counselors to see who was flagged and what metrics they show over time. So not only does this enable counselors to understand why they were flagged, but who at the same time, and overall this is allowing counselors to remain the decision maker in every step of this process. And so overall, MindGuide is capable on the individual level of providing tailored profiles for each individual student. Counselors no longer have to worry about helping students by memory or navigating tedious data sheets because it's all in one single page right here. As you can see, MindGuide is capable of aggregating academics and all these data sets that counselors would normally use to actually help students, and it's all in one single page. And at a broader level, MindGuide is transforming how counselors manage larger caseloads. They don't have to worry about using Google Sheets or Excel because it's all in one single page. Whether it's academics or any other metric that they need, it's all going to be here conveniently. And so just a 1 hour mitigation in workload for counselors could be 180 hours per year. That is 180 hours that a counselor could be spending with a student rather than being buried in spreadsheets. And because MindGuide actually makes counselors more capable of what they can do with time, it mitigates the need to expand staffing as they gain more students. And so this app has been validated by over 20 counselors in 6 different organizations. Because of these counselors, I've actually validated my app and learned what it means to be successful in this type of industry. And the traction does not stop there because we've secured a pilot with an organization called Youth First. Now this organization has a widespread breadth of counselors across many different schools, and we are planning on implementing MindGuide to see how it would perform in a real-world situation where both stakes are for counselors and students. And so the objective here is to actually confirm that we are capable of doing what we want to do. And so overall, what are the other alternatives? Because I've mentioned that MindGuide uses AI to actually help counselors. Well, you might be thinking ChatGPT and other sources can do the same thing, but that's not true because MindGuide is the first solution that aggregates the school-safe solution that can actually help both students and counselors. It contains boundaries that ChatGPT doesn't originally have, and it's overall capable of actually expanding off what counselors need to do in a school-safe solution that doesn't actually hallucinate. So in this case, MindGuide is allowing counselors to actually be the decision maker in every step of the process. And so we use a reflective price model that depends on school size and it scales up. So it starts off with $500, and annual prices for the largest plan would be $11,000. But when you consider the wage of a counselor, it can be upwards of $60,000 to $90,000. So this price line is just a mere fraction of how much it would actually cost to hire a counselor. Therefore, we are providing a cost-effective solution. And it doesn't stop there because we've actually gained $5,000 of funding because of Microsoft First Starter Founder Club. So since last December, we had $1,000 but since we've actually transitioned into real-world deployment, we have actually gained more infrastructure, more capital to actually expand MindGuide into actually making it a real-world solution. And furthermore, we are actually gaining support and engineering opinions from experts that are actually experienced in this industry. And so our cost revenue is quite simple. Right now, MindGuide is a very cheap solution to counselor overburden. So right now, it'd only be around $200 per month, but because of the plan, our costs are covered for a prolonged period of time. And not only that, but our multiple school plans for counselors actually demonstrate a 60 to 85% profit margin because of how simple and cheap MindGuide is. So overall, if you don't believe that MindGuide isn't profitable yet, the market size is substantial. There are over 23,000 high schools in the US, and 83% of those schools actually have a counselor shortage. So if I were to just capture 4% of those, or 5% of those schools, I would be making over $4 million per year, showing real revenue potential. And so our roadmap demonstrates how MindGuide has really transitioned beyond an idea. It is an actual solution that is being implemented by companies such as Youth First. So we are past the LSE, we are past getting funding and traction. Now we are actually transitioning into execution. How can we help these counselors in a real world scenario? We are planning on transitioning into actual paid contracts from these pilots by next year and actually scaling it up to actually have a wider breadth across the US. And so today I am asking for $1,000 that I can distribute within MindGuide to actually advance this product development. This would mean gaining more traction with more companies, getting a wider spread of growth, and overall just finalizing those finite details of MindGuide so that can really be the best solution possible for these counselors that are constantly overburdened. If you want, you can scan this QR code onto a computer and you can actually see how MindGuide operates in real time and how it really helps the counselor and both student by updating real-time information. Thank you for your time.
Well done. I'm always a fan of businesses that serve gigantic markets, and I think this is one of those. But my question, how deeply have you considered about the legal side of your business, preventative, protective, getting out in front of it, because I think that's a significant liability to be considered in this.
And I completely agree with you. With the counselor interviews that I've conducted, they've helped me understand what is the legality behind this, because there's obviously supposed to be some boundaries. You can't just reveal student information to everyone, or even me, who's supposed to be managing the business, right? So we make sure that the counselor is the leader in every step of the process, like I said. What this means is that they're the ones who are actually commanding this process. They're the ones who are actually driving this. So in terms of the boundaries of what I can see, I am managing the app, but I cannot actually see these conversations. The schools, they're all in charge of what the student conversations reveal, all of that private stuff. That is not real to me. That is in the hands of the school in order to make sure that students are actually comfortable revealing that information that they reveal, because a relationship between a counselor and a student should always be private, and I completely respect that, and that's how I designed the app, thanks to these interviews that I conducted with multiple counselors.
So I understand your revenue model, but who is paying for that? Is that the individual school? Is it the school corporation? Is it someone like Youth First?
Yeah, that's a great question. So overall, we are charging schools individually because we don't want to charge counselors. This is a solution that can apply to multiple counselors per school. So we would be charging individual schools, and the schools would pay for the counselors and the students combined. We're not forcing the counselors or the students to pay. It is charged by the school. And overall, if we have enough schools per district, then we would likely be charging the district as well. But we're ensuring that the pricing plan is extremely sufficiently easy for actual schools to implement, and it's also a cost-effective solution.
So my business model operates from a subscription basis as well, and I noticed yours does, and kind of what you talked to on Logan's point about the schools. Investing in that, what does your commitment look like? Do you let this go on a month-to-month basis? Because you're obviously putting a lot of intention and investment behind rolling this out to schools. Do you have them sign, a 6-month or 1 year, and they have to fulfill that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's a really flexible pricing model because we want counselors to feel comfortable with the pricing plan that they have within their school. And so basically, it's a monthly subscription essentially, to answer your question. And the reason behind this is that it's easy to cancel, it's easy to buy, and you can sort of flow in and out whether you want to actually use this or not. So basically, it's a really flexible model that can apply for any counselor. And the pricing model it's charged monthly so that you can actually have a wide spread of time in order to decide if you actually want to make this purchase or not. But even then, it's still cost efficient in the end, which gives counselors the opportunity to actually save money and increase their impact with different students.
We have time for one more question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. One more pitch, and then we're going to take a little bit of an intermission. So I would like to introduce at this point our 6th team competing. Please welcome Focal from Mount Vernon High School. Yes, put your notes where you want them. And just use that to move forward. Yep. Okay, you're all set.
Have you ever wondered how small businesses spend their nights and work them
on unnecessary things, such as scheduling, invoicing, and getting an annoying calls done. All of this annoying administrative work that small businesses have to face. This is a routine and not an exception. The problem is small businesses have to work with administrative tasks, and this is taking a lot of time and effort. This is where my business steps in, focal, where your business comes into focus, i.e. late years. So, for the first problem, small business owners waste hours on repetitive tasks. The problem is they waste a lot of time. They spend 8 to 12 hours a week working on these repetitive tasks. And the nights, the weekends, where no growth can occur. And stress and burnouts can definitely happen. Let's come to the next problem. Switching between multiple apps causes errors and inefficiency. On average, small businesses use 3 to 5 tools, switching tabs, making mistakes, and overall having no integration. So, the third problem, hiring assistants is expensive for small teams. The problem is, we need one app for scheduling, and many businesses need one app for scheduling, one for invoices, and one for finances. Nothing connects, nothing makes sense. On average, studies show that hiring assistants cost over $30,000 a year, and small teams can definitely not afford that. So, they're not losing time, they're losing money. So, we can conclude that with Focal, we can conclude that with Focal, we'll save time, we'll save money, and we'll get through that growth that is limited. Yeah. So, why does this even matter? Because time lost equals money lost. And here we can come to a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Lost time is never found again, and time is money. Wasted time impacts the revenue, and Focal will definitely try to solve it. What is the solution? Focal saves 8 to 12 hours of administrative work per week. It's an all-in-one solution. It offers a dashboard, it replaces tools, offers automation, and saves a lot of time. Instead of focusing on these issues, Focal can help reducing errors and organizing small businesses. Focus on growth instead of paperwork. So let's go to my unique value proposition. What differentiates my product from other products in this market? What makes my product unique? The thing that makes my product unique is that it's focused on small businesses. It's focused on small businesses, and it offers an all-in-one solution. It's cost-effective, cost-saving, and it offers a decent automation. Examples of this could be that small businesses, it's for small businesses, not for large corporations. It's also an all-in-one solution and replaces, on average, 3 to 4 tools. And for the cost, you can say that $20 a month for the subscription, which I'll elaborate on later on, versus thousands of dollars a year wasted with the hiring assistant, for example. All of this works happens without effort. So, let's come to the cost. The cost will be mainly divided or mainly made up out of development costs and marketing. These are the biggest costs that we're facing. And hosting and support will also make a lot of the cost. And my goal would be with Focal to focus on building the product and focusing on growth. And our main cost will be focusing on building the product and reaching the customers in real life. So, how will Focal make a revenue? So, I've developed different strategies how Focal will actually make a revenue with the $20 a month basic subscription. Then a $35 premium subscription would offer advanced automation. And also an annual discount would create recurring upfront revenue. Yeah. So let's come to the logo. This is a logo I developed, and I think it captures the spirit of Focal pretty good. Yeah, that's it. So how would I
I would invest $1,000 to launch my first MVP, a polished and first version of Focal will be made accessible. And also I will manage to secure my first customers. Securing the first customers and working on the product and making progress. Yeah. So small businesses struggle with a lot of things. Admin work slows down growth, with Focal fixes it. And Focal focus on growth. Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. Too many are slowed down by administrative work. Focal changes that. Focal, where your business comes into focus. Thanks for your attention.
Questions from the judges? Okay, I think they're ready for a break.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, we will re-adjourn at 10:30. We got a 15-minute break. During the intermission, though, we invite you to the Emerging Innovators Showcase, located just over there. Please ask some questions, get to know some students, and really just kind of engage also students that are in here. Get to know some of your fellow competitors and shake hands and get to know one another. We really appreciate you guys all coming together and would like take this time to take the break to really network. All right, see you guys at 10:30.
right. Right, well, hopefully you got to connect with some of these incredible emerging innovators as well. They'll also be presenting during the lunch break. To kick things off here in the second half, I'd like to talk about the past, right? We've had so many incredible students that have been part of our program over the last, 8 years. And a lot of them kind of want to keep hanging out with each other, and they want to keep staying connected to us. And they like the idea of not just surrounding themselves with people that complain, they actually want to solve problems, and they understand the collective intelligence of the room, whether they're there for emotional support, career support. That's why we created this alumni association. Students that want to continue the mindset and continue to refine it and build it, keep building the network, use this mindset as they go into their career path, some of them continuing to actually be on their same venture, sometimes their third or fourth venture. It's just been a pleasure for us to be able to do that. So the Alumni Association is something that all of the regional finalists have the ability to join. So I want to talk a little bit about the Alumni Association today, and then have one of our vice presidents kind of talk a little bit about her experience. So for these incredible student competitors, today is definitely not the finish line. It's an invitation to be part of something bigger. It is the Alumni Association. It's not just the title, it is truly a community. It's a growing network of young innovators who are continuing to build, lead, support each other long after the competition ends. As an alumni, you'll gain access to real opportunities to keep this momentum going. You'll get leadership experiences to help build your confidence and character. You get a powerful network of like-minded peers, speaking opportunities and visibility as young change makers, a built-in support system of students navigating similar journeys at similar stages of life, ongoing resources and mentorship to keep growing your venture, direct connections to internships and career opportunities, and even the chance to showcase their work on a statewide stage at the STARTedUP Summit that's going on this June at Butler University. The community is already thriving, more than 75 active members in this alumni group, and it's growing every year. So to our competitors, unfortunately only one team can win today, although we do have the wild card. But no matter what happens, know this, you're not walking away from this experience, you're stepping into something much bigger. So once you're part of STARTedUP, you're part of this community that's with you for the long run, and we cannot wait to see where you go next. So what I'd like to do is, if we have some alumni, whether you're currently in the Alumni Association or you participated in Innovate Within in the past, would you just stand for us, please? All right. And as you can see, we employ them for no salary to be our photographers and work the front desk, and it's great. Oh, sorry, internships. So what I'd love to do this time, don't just hear it from me, I'd like to introduce Mariah, one of our vice presidents, talk a little bit about her experience and kind of why she chose to stay involved. Mariah.
I met most of you this morning. I was your greeter, but now you get to know my name. My name is Mariah Wright. I'm the Vice President of Alumni Engagement with the STARTedUP Foundation. As I competed in 2023 and 2024, so you can compete as many times as you were in high school. As someone who built my own business and changed paths to a new business, I can say that the STARTedUP Foundation has supported my growth and my experiences through it all, and it has been a great journey. I want to talk a little bit about the Alumni Association, specifically to get you a little more knowledge on it. We have bi-monthly meetings that are tailored to you to help you grow, to help you learn more about the entrepreneurship world and what you're doing, as well as we have regional meetups led by leaders just like you. We also have a group meeting where you can communicate with other alumni for a helping hand, or just fun monthly questions/challenges that I host. And so if you guys have any other questions, and while we're mingling around later during lunch, I would love to talk to you, get to know you all, and so would Josh and the other alumni. So I'm glad to be here with you all today. Thank you.
So I'll be following up with all of you that are eligible for the Alumni Association. I'll send the sign-up link next week. All right, let's go ahead and kick off our next team, team number 7 from Signature School. Please welcome to the stage, Puma Rock. Can I do that right? Is that correct? Give me just a second to get this queued up here. One second. All right. You are all set. So if you just want to stand in front of the screen there, and okay, you're all set. Okay, you're ready.
Good morning, notice. I am Jonathan Davis, and this is Puma VOC. Lung cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer and the leading cause of cancer-related deaths. In the world, every year, there are over 2.5 million new cases and over 1.8 million deaths. In the United States, every year, there are over 220,000 new cases and over 130,000 deaths. In Indiana alone, in Hoosier State, we have over 5,500 new cases and over 3,600 deaths. The death risk is increased by 45% for those from low-income households. Here's the problem. No traditional non-invasive diagnostic method achieves both high performance and cost-effectiveness. VOCs, which stand for volatile organic compounds, are exhaled by humans, and certain ones can serve as biomarkers for lung cancer. Breath samples can be collected and analyzed by specialized equipment at a low cost to generate VOC data. Machine learning, a subset of artificial intelligence, processes complex data in order to make predictions. Here's my innovative solution, Puma VOC. It's a non-invasive diagnostic tool integrated with breath sampling and VOC generation as well as web app. I have 2 phases for developing Puma VOC's app. The first is the model, which is trained and tested on the top 5 most important VOCs using professional clinical trial data. Then, I deployed the app, and then I validated it using unseen real-world data in order to get the performance metrics here. Here's a comparison between Puma VOC and traditional non-invasive diagnostic methods of chest X-ray, low-dose CT, sputum cytology, and blood biomarker. We can see that Puma VOC achieves comparable or even better performance on all metrics and stages. Here, you can see that it also achieves significantly lower price to the consumer when compared with chest X-ray, low-dose CT, sputum cytology, and blood biomarker. Puma VOC is not only feasible, it's fully functional and already achieves both high performance and cost effectiveness. In fact, let's take a look at the demo. It has 2 very simple pages. The first page is an introduction to the app. The second page is where the user enters the values for the VOCs, and they can click submit to receive a rapid diagnosis within seconds. It is very easy to navigate through the back and the next buttons. Puma VOC delivers unique value. It has low radiation exposure, a low price, almost no geographic limitation, reduces healthcare disparities, and it also has high early detection, high medical performance, high sustainability, high real-time user rating, and easy to update and improve. Here is my traction. So Puma VOC's technology won first at regional, third at state, and was a 2025 International Science and Engineering finalist, where my technology was rigorously reviewed and approved of by experts in the field. I also gained recognition at the UE Changemaker for my social change, and I am currently seeking funding. Here are my costs. On your left, in each of the screens, is a breakdown of my fixed and variable costs, with the fixed cost being the domain, and the variable cost being the breath sampling and generation, compute, system maintenance and update, web hosting, marketing, and other miscellaneous costs. On the right, we have a graph of the cost per case as the number of cases changes. So the x-axis is the number of cases, the y-axis is the cost. And we can see that the cost decreases as the number of cases increases. So currently, my pricing is fixed at $70 per usage, or per case. And so the revenue grows linearly as my cases increases. But my profit margin, so the amount I make for each one I sell, actually increases as I sell more. And thus, my profit increases quicker than my revenue does. Here's the market I'm tapping into. In Indiana, there are around 250,000 individuals that are high risk, such as heavy smokers, or are symptomatic individuals that need evaluation. In the United States, there are around 13 million such individuals, and in the whole world, there are around 240 million such individuals. In the future, I want to first seek grants and other funding opportunities, and second, partner with hospitals. In the ideal hospital partnership, the hospital will provide Puma VSC with their clinical trial data, and in exchange, Puma VSC will provide its tool free of charge to the hospital. The reasoning behind this is that the more data, the better the performance of Puma VSC. Why should you invest in Puma VSC? There are 4 main reasons. The first is it has the potential to save hundreds of thousands of lives. The second is that it reduces healthcare disparities everywhere. The third is that it has high profit margins that increase as the case volume increases. And the fourth, as we mentioned earlier, has a large market opportunity that is not tapped into. With my first $1,000, I would spend $500 on system maintenance and updates, $300 on marketing, $100 on compute, and $100 on hosting. By scanning this QR code, you can try out our fully functional tool located at pumavsc.net. Thank you.
Hi, Jonathan, good to see you again. Who is paying for this? So who are the ones that are paying for the testing? Is it the individual? Is it a hospital or clinic? And how are those costs covered for them? And maybe how do they compare to the current state of the art?
Yeah, so for the actual product, I'm selling this through hospitals. So the customers and the clients, the patients, pay the hospital, and then the hospital pays me in turn. So currently, I am setting it at $70 per case, where $12 to $60, depending on the number I sell, is my cost, and $10 is my minimum profit.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you have any IP on this? Is there a pathway to get IP? What is to keep others from running fast behind you once this hits the market?
Sure. So because the code to develop this is written by me, and because I wrote it in a digital notebook that is time-stamped, anyone who tries to claim the same code, I can challenge. But I will look to file a copyright officially in the future.
Why does this problem matter to you personally?
Yeah, so although I did mention the millions of people that have to suffer from this really comes close to my heart because several members of my family I've seen suffer from lung cancer, even one getting diagnosed recently.
What do you plan to do with your career? Like after high school, what are you looking to do after?
Yeah, I would like to get a degree so that I can work in computational biology, where I can work with software like this and integrate it with the needs of the patients and the hospitals. Thank you.
Very good. Hello, can everybody hear me? All right, sweet. I'm Aiden Batista. You guys might have seen me at the front. I serve as StartedUP's ecosystem manager, which is just a fancy way of saying I make sure our volunteers and our partners are plugged in the best possible way to our programming. So up here to talk about if you're inspired by what you've seen here today and you want to get more involved either through investing your time or every dollar makes us go, you can scan that QR code up there and you know, even $5 is great to keep us going down the line. Yeah, and if you have any interest in volunteering, this school year is obviously coming to a close, but feel free to come up to me or one of our staff, and we're happy to get you plugged in the most meaningful way possible. So thank you for coming today. And I'd like to introduce our next team to come up from Tell City High School. Please welcome Stone and Flame.
Stone and Flame. I am Paige McCoy.
I'm Melissa Patrick.
And we created the all-organic candle that is all like soy-based. Problem. Our problem that we have identified is stress. There is so much stress, and it is so difficult to find easy, simple, at-home ways to relieve the stress without it costing a ton of money. And I know a lot of people immediately, their minds go to candles. I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, well, I'll light a candle and read a book and that'll help me unwind. Well, a lot of those candles are way too strong, and they have what is called paraffin wax, which can pollute the air within your home. So we were tired of it. So we created Stone and Flame. Stone and Flame is an all-natural candle that uses soy wax, which has little to none paraffin wax. It uses essential oils for the scent. And the essential oils, they're not so subtle that you can't smell it, but it's just enough that it is very relaxing. It creates a wonderful environment. We also have crystals in them for decoration and as a collectible. You can also use them if you fidget a lot. You can use these crystals to kind of mess with your hands, and it's very easy to slip into your pocket and just have it on the go with you. Our candles, the ones that are in front of you guys, as you can tell, these are our first prototypes we ever made. This is the products that we've actually sold. As I said, with like the crystals and stuff, we had a lot of questions about the crystals, like if they would get in the way of the flame, if they would sink to the bottom. You can just like pick them out, because they are layered throughout the candle, so it won't necessarily get in the way of the wick burning, but it is, I don't know, it's very easy to just grab them out of the candle once you are done burning it or after you get done with that layer of crystals. We will offer different sizes. We will offer a small, medium, and large. They will obviously have different costs. Our medium jar, which is our most popular, is $18. Also, the jar is reusable, because I know a lot of people, after you burn candles, it's like, oh, well, I have this jar now, what do I do with it? A lot of people just throw it away. Well, we were like, well, that's such a waste. It's such a waste. So we created our candles in these jars that you can use throughout your house. My mom actually uses them as like plant starters. So yeah, they are good for all kinds of uses.
You can even build your own. We are in the process of making a website where people can go to like pick out any sort of scents or crystals they like. Like maybe one person is more into cinnamon, someone else is into lavender, and maybe someone likes jade crystals more than rose quartz. There's nothing that we care about more than our customer satisfaction.
And we do plan to create a website where you can access this.
Our revenue is $18, and our cost for each candle is $13.02, which gives us $5 per candle in profit. As you can tell on the board, our medium size is our revenue because it's the one we originally started out with, and it's also our most popular. Our target audience. We are mainly targeting girls from their late teens to mid-50s because women really struggle with stress. They actually struggle with more than men. They work more hours and get paid less, and they also just overthink more. Our attraction. Towards the beginning of the year, we sent out a survey to people asking them their opinions and their feedback, and thanks to them, we have been able to get as far as we are now. Many people recommended us, saying that the candle smells great, it really lowered their stress, and just overall good.
We also have possible locations. We have already had offers at the Derby General Market and at Perry County Grows. We are planning to look into more into that so we can try to get our product out there. If we were to win this $1,000, we would most definitely put it into inventory because we have a lot of demand, but our supply is not as high as it needs to be. That is definitely a big one. We would also put it into marketing and trying to get our name out there more. We would also experiment with our formula to make sure we are giving our customers the best experience with our candles. And we would also put it towards like having booths at local events. We spent a lot of time on this. We put a lot of effort into it. We took a lot of time to do research on stress in women. And we are super proud of our product, and we want to thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you very much. What is your mode for production for making the candles today, and how could you scale that up, even just the next step if need be?
So we do, all of our candles are handmade. We make them ourselves. We do plan to kind of, I don't necessarily know how to word it, but like branch out and like have more people to help. Kind of create a legit business and make more money off of it and put more time into it.
Is there a plan to get the cost down on the per candle basis? Have you thought about that?
Right now, I think it's just going to stay the same. It could eventually go down, just depending on where we sell to, because some places, you know, have more money than others. So we just want to give everyone an opportunity to have it.
Any other questions?
Are they available for sale right now?
Absolutely. We have sold close to 40.
Okay, thank you very much. Here we go.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello, hello.
Oh my gosh, how do these students do it? Ooh, I'm nervous. Well, hello, my name is Ava Wettrick, and I am the Communications and Marketing Manager here at the STARTedUP Foundation. And I am here to talk to you a little about getting connected with us. So if you notice up here, we have so many beautiful social media channels and emails and ways to reach out and get connected with us. My personal favorites are our Instagram and LinkedIn. It has occurred to me that some of you students do not know that I've been talking about you. I've been posting about you. I make cool CD graphics to show off your work and what you're doing this year. So please check that out, take a quick look. What we do all the time, actually, I'll back up a little bit. Usually when we do our pitch competition, people say, man, is this all that you guys do? And the answer is, oh my goodness, no. We are doing so many awesome things throughout the school year. We are grabbing so many student stories, so many teacher stories, and we're always displaying the amazing work that you guys are doing, as well as our community partners. Oh my goodness, there's so many awesome things I could say. But we all talk about it right here. So if you want to give us a quick follow, a quick shout out, or if you want to get connected to any capacity, you are more than welcome to reach out to our email. And I think that is it. Yeah. So with that, I'm about to announce Paige and Dee from Signature School. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Hi, we're Paige and Dee. My name is Seth Donae.
My name is Veronica Rodeo Nova.
Chaz.
Chaz!
What? What are you doing? I'm on hold. Now, for the average person, that's 5 to 10 minutes lost out of their day. A slight inconvenience. But to our healthcare workers, this can be hours lost every single day during their shift, taking time away from them with their patients.
Another way this affects clinics is financially. For example, at an average clinic with 2 nurses, that's already $21,000 wasted per year, forcing these nurses to be on hold instead of helping their patients. So the way that this happens is that in medical paging, we have our inbound callers, like
nurses, physicians, or pharmacists, who call a call operator, who then takes their message, sends it to the physician, who then gets back to these healthcare professionals. However, as we mentioned earlier, this isn't quite what happens. Because instead, whenever more than one call operator, healthcare professional calls, they are put on hold, and a literal bottleneck is created whenever a queue starts. And instead, these healthcare professionals are now stuck on hold.
And the solution to this is PageMD. PageMD is an AI-powered medical paging service that can intake inbound callers, figures out who's calling and why, takes their message, and then routes it to the place it needs to go, just like a call operator. With PageMD, it can create a new instance for every new caller, making sure everyone's serviced at the exact same time.
Now with PageMD, not only are we saving time from clinics with their patients, but we're also taking rid of the way that the traditional way that page workflow works. With PageMD, our baseline is this. There's 0 hold times for callers. We're delivering clear, structured pages to doctors instantaneously. And we are making sure we're definitely eliminating that nasty paging bottleneck.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I have some concerns. I mean, is this even HIPAA compliant? And what about the pricing? It must be expensive. And what about the adoption? That must be a nightmare.
Don't worry, PageMD has a solution for all of those. We have plug-and-play compliance, making sure we can integrate into your infrastructure easily. And workflow, callers still call the same number, and providers still get the same type of text, so there's no need for change. And pricing, we have the subscription model to make sure you don't have to pay those exorbitant AI usage fees. Now, this is what PageMD looks like on paper, but let's see what it looks like in person. Judge, I'd like you to dial this number and give a page to PageMD for Dr. Domain to make sure I get the text.
Logan Jenkins, pharmacist.
Which doctor or provider would you like to leave a message for?
Dr. Donya.
What would you like your message to say?
Check on my prescription, please.
Just to confirm, your message is to check on your prescription. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Your message has been sent successfully. Thank you for calling and have a great day. I'm ending the call now.
And as you see, we get the message. We have a functional prototype for PageMD.
Okay, yeah, this sounds great, but the traditional working of paging has been around for decades now, and it's not, I guess, terrible. If it isn't broke, then why fix it?
Well, you could stick to traditional paging if you don't care about automatic calls, structured messages, or something designed specifically for your staff, and especially something that can be implemented without any workflow change. But here at PageMD, we care and we value your time, so we check all of these boxes. So let's talk about how much this is going to cost these clinics. For 1 and 2 providers, it is $75 a month. For 3 to 5, it is $150, and if you want to go beyond that number, it is $35 per month per additional provider. So as you can see, this is much cheaper than the $25,000, which is showing just how much PageMD saves money.
Now, let's talk about how this is going to be costing us. In our first year, we're projecting about $5,200 total, with the majority coming in tech development, making sure PageMD is at its top level. Another $1,200 is going to go into our pilot development, where we're going to see PageMD in real clinics, in the real world, and in real time. The last bit's going to go into marketing materials, making sure PageMD is out there and known. Now, in our first year, we're projecting a revenue of $3,600. This is coming from our already existing agreement in 1 clinic and our to be instated in 2 more clinics in the near months.
So if we walk out of here with the $1,000 today, hopefully, we'll run a real pilot, proving our effectiveness. We'll continue developing with PageMD, refining the service, and we'll do more outreach, securing more letters of intent. So far with PageMD, we've reached a handshake agreement with Dr. Emilian Armando to implement our service into his clinic. When we talked to him, he said, "Can we get this in here right now?" But he has to wait a little longer. We're in active conversation with other clinics in the Evansville regional area, and we've incorporated it as an LLC, giving us the foundation we need to build the rest of our business. We've created a roadmap to make sure we stay on track with progressing PageMD, and we plan for a July version 1.0 release.
And we are PageMD because we believe that your time belongs with patients.
Thank you.
So right now, the bottleneck happens at the club operator in your flow. Do you have any concerns that it's just pushing the bottleneck down to the physician level? Like, will they be inundated once all of these things automatically pass through to them?
Well, they're still getting the same amount of pages. Like, that message is going to come through no matter what, and it shouldn't be just, constant bing, 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 bing coming from their phone. So, no, I don't think they'll be.
What was the current doctor that you spoke with? What was he so excited about that he's like, I have to have this now? And how do you replicate that? So every doctor that you talk to gives you that same response.
Definitely. So the current doctor we spoke with was Dr. Emilian Armani, and we went to a small clinic and we said, hey, this is PageMD, this is what we have. Here's how we can make your clinic better. He saw it, he said, this paging right now is a just nightmare for me and my team. We're constantly being faced where they're getting, just a bottleneck of calls coming in, it's disorganized, and he said with PageMD, they need this, not just in their clinic, but everywhere they know.
Okay, so first question, does Signature School have like a theater program? Because that was drama, it was great. So my question would be, with your subscription-based model, what do you feel like your bread and butter is necessarily? Like, do you think it's like a smaller clinic with those 3 to 5 providers? Obviously, you want to make as much money as you can and go to like a big hospital, and then you're charging, it looks like $35 per month per additional provider. But like, what do you even think you can handle at this stage? What's your ideal customer profile?
So a system like this needs to be implemented into the infrastructure. This big hospital like Deaconess, they have things like Epic and MindChart. To put it into something like this would take, time and months of integration. A small clinic could set it up in an afternoon. So that's where we want to start and build.
Makes sense.
Do you think there's any cost savings associated for a hospital by implementing this program?
I can say definitely, yeah. There's for hospitals and places implementing this program, we've already saw on our slides, $21,000 a year is wasted on a single nurse. This is wasted time they're spent on hold and time not being spent where nurses can be with their patients. So just in implementing this at each one of our base values for our subscriptions, no matter what, is going to equal or will actually be cheaper undoubtedly in any way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Going to jump right into our next team. At this time, I would like team number 10 from Southridge High School. Please welcome Differently Able, Inc.
Hi, my name is Aubrey Vogel.
And I'm Malia Deering, and our nonprofit organization is
Differently Able, Inc.
Now, imagine you're a parent and you find out you're going to have another child. And your doctor says your child's going to be born with Down syndrome. Terrifying, right? What resources do you use? Where are you going to go? How are you going to raise this child? Well, that's the same position my sister was put in. My nephew, Isaiah, was born with Down syndrome, and we had no idea what to do. And we had to travel back and forth to Cincinnati because of his health. We had to go to doctor's appointments, and we had to figure out how we can, help him the best that we can.
And that's why we created Differently Able.
The problem is that individuals with special needs or disabilities are struggling to find helpful resources in the area. Differences are not widely accepted out in this community, and caregivers often get overwhelmed and overworked.
Our solution. Differently Able puts on a yearly event, and we try to provide families with support because that support system is just not there. We also create this festival-style event centered around individuals with special needs, making this day just for them. We collaborate with other families that have been there and are tackling challenges one day at a time.
And now is the unique value that we bring. There's nothing like this anywhere in the area. There are other resource fairs, but we focus on the individual and making sure that they get the necessary resources so that they can succeed. We also celebrate people with special needs and disabilities and never hiding them. No one is judging anyone here. We want to make sure everybody feels welcome. And it is a great way to connect with families with similar needs so that they can feel comfort and support during this time.
Our cost and revenue. This event is volunteer-based. We ask our local community businesses for monetary donations, and then they attend in order to help these individuals because they want to. The community is asked for donations to use for the festival-style day, and cost to put on this event is between $6,000 to $8,000. That's a lot of money. Any funds that are not used will be put into a fund for our special needs park plan in the next 10 years.
And now you may be wondering how we financially run this event. So we get donations from businesses, people, and companies. We also have vendor fees. So each vendor that comes to the event has to pay $50 to set up a booth. We are also working on receiving state grants. And we also offer renting of our items and games. And we do have virtual counseling for families too.
Our progress. Differently Able just concluded their 4th annual The Sky is the Limit event, now working on the 5th one. So we serve between 150 to 300 families each year, which is crazy. And then some popular additions for each year that we've been working. We are 501c3 as of 2022. And then our 2nd year, we had to move locations because we got so big and added police cars into the building. And then our 3rd year, we added a fire truck and an ambulance outside. And then our 4th year, we added family photos, information from special education teachers, and haircuts.
And now for investability. So our organization is 100% donation based, but if we were to win the $1,000, we would like to put it into getting more resources for families in need, such as the virtual counseling and growing our market. And we would also like to put some money towards the building of a special needs park because there is nothing like this in our area.
Okay, so our resource fair. As we said before, it is called The Sky is the Limit. At this event, we have resources, food trucks, games, crafts, family photos, and haircuts. We tried to include every more, trying to make this as free as possible for families.
And now here are some photos that were taken from our previous event just a few weeks ago. So to talk about some of them, the one over here, this is Liam Douglas, and he specializes in sensory-friendly haircuts. And then the one right above it is a booth at the event, and that is Locking Arms with Suicide. And then the one at the very top is a sheriff playing basketball at one of the games set up.
And over here is a family in a wonderful wagon. If you know anything about that, you know it costs between $500 to $800, but it is really spacious and it is a big use for them. So we got to give a family that. And we also have police officers. You may be wondering, why are they there? Well, some kids elope, meaning they run away. And we don't want them to be afraid of our law enforcement. So every person here has a reason for being there.
And now we have a video that we would like to show you about our event.
I'm Malia Deering. I'm the CEO of Differently Able Inc. And we put on The Sky is the Limit, a special needs festival and resource fair. This started back in 2022. It started off as a school project. My teacher, Elizabeth Algren, said you can create an event or add on to the existing one. Well, I already knew what I wanted to do, and I took it back to my group. And I said I wanted to do a special needs and disabilities event and resource fair. They loved the idea, and then we began working. I told my sister about it, she called my teacher, and then we went on from there. We talked to the city, and they said, yeah, let's do it. So the first year was at Memorial Gym here in Huntingburg, and we had resources, and families really liked it because there was nothing like this here in Huntingburg. There's other resource fairs here in the area, but nothing like this, where families are constantly meeting new people and interacting with others, not just getting random information. So fast forward, this is our 4th year, the sky is the limit, where we've expanded a lot. We now have police cars, we have food trucks outside, we have a fire truck, we have all these different things that kids can enjoy too, not just the parents getting information. Because after all, we want to be, as big of a help. We try to highlight resources because we're not trying to be above anybody else. We just want to lift everybody up. So we're the middleman between families and the resources, and families, this one-day event, they can make connections with other families similar to theirs. They can feel like they're not alone and not judged, because this event is for everybody. Even if you don't know somebody with special needs or disabilities, you can come and volunteer and, kind of get in here and meet new people, and that's the sky's the limit.
And that's differently able. Thank you.
Okay, first off, congratulations for 4 successful events. That's amazing. And you can tell that you both have such a heart and a passion for this, and it really shines through. So thank you for the good work that you do for the people that need it. My question would be, this is obviously kind of like your big event that you're planning, but does your nonprofit provide ongoing support, or is there like follow-up outside of just this like one-time thing each year?
Yeah, absolutely. So our big event is our main focus, but we also provide virtual counseling, which is what Aubrey said earlier. And a lot of families are struggling all the time, not just one time a year. We have a board member who specializes in Medicaid waiver. So if anyone calls us with a specific question, we have somebody on standby to answer those questions.
What has been the hardest part so far building this nonprofit, and how have you met that challenge?
I think one thing is definitely marketing and getting the word out there. We want to make sure our community knows about this incredible opportunity, and we want to make sure everybody has the chance to come here and learn more about the resources that are available around us.
What are some of the examples of collaborators that you'd like to work with? Like, who would be in your top 10 in this region? And how many are you working with now?
Honestly, government officials. That's who we're looking at right now. We actually talked to Daryl Schmidt not that long ago, because we want to get this out there. Because families don't just struggle in Honeyburg, they struggle everywhere. So if we can get to those government officials, they can get us plugged into other areas. I like that question. Thank you.
Good job, Logan. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, one more team left, but I want to take this time to again thank our regional hosts, both Deaconess for this one sponsorship, but also this lovely setting here, and the IDC, and also just the judges and the amount of feedback we're getting. As you guys are saying, I love the fact that you guys are identifying problems to solve, not just businesses. So again, thank you, Deaconess, Indiana Economic Development Corporation, and our judges. Thank you, big round of applause for them. Lastly, but not leastly, from Signature School Team, My Journey.
Good morning, everybody. I guess I'd like to say before we begin, let's hope that speaking order doesn't determine rank, or else I'd be in for a bad situation. Now, I'd just like to hand this out really quick, so I'll take a quick moment to do that.
Wait, I'll wait to start your timer.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Hold it for you.
This is a pamphlet that I created. Most of the information is already in your executive summary, but feel free to look at this for any quick reference information if you might. Thank you.
Alrighty. Does everybody hear me all good? Is this a good speaking volume?
Yep.
Perfect. Happy to hear it. Let's check this. We all ready to begin?
Yep.
Now, as many of us can understand, especially the parents and teachers in the crowd, middle school can be a rough time. And certainly my experience was no exception. I had some mental health struggles, and what I realized as I recovered though, is that a lot of people who I saw, a lot of people who were struggling just as much as I was, weren't getting the help they needed. In fact, in 2022, 23% of US adults had a mental illness. That is nearly 60 million. And of them, only half actually received treatment. That is 30 million people without treatment for their mental health illness. The reason why? Time. So many people, especially patients, are saying that they do not have enough time to pursue therapy. And even if they do have the time to pursue therapy, their psychologists and therapists don't have enough time for them. They simply don't have enough slots and don't have enough room for patients. And they are stuck on a 3-month-long waiting list in which they do not receive treatment or therapy of any kind. This is a serious issue. It makes our current system inaccessible to so many people across the US and really across the world. The solution? My Journey. Now, My Journey is an online therapy supplement meant to provide 4 key things in order to make treatment accessible for patients outside of therapy. First, a library of mental health resources. Second, progress and mood measurement and tracking. Third, file sharing and dedicated storage. And of course, patient and provider-led accounts in order to complement current clinical therapy and psychology practices to make them more flexible in time, continuity of care, and of course, geography. Now, specifically with who we're targeting for this business, we're specifically going to target private practice providers to pay for it, as not only do they have a moderate amount of ability to pay for it due to their high revenues as shown in your executive summary, but they also are very open to technology overall. But let's get into the resources. First, we have a library of mental health resources. This is the principal component of our website, and it specifically consists of 2 sections, both the stacks and programs, in which therapists can assign, if you will, resources to patients in order to work on them outside of time so that they keep up the progress and treatment, which will include information and interactive worksheets and more. As also mentioned, these can include deadlines and other things to ensure that they stay engaged. But second, with these long differences in time between sessions, because these people simply don't have enough time, you have to make sure that they're doing well. So we also include journaling and check-in features so providers know how their patients are doing, which is eventually synthesized into an overall mood tracking system. But of course, our third and simple but important feature is file sharing and tracking, or file sharing and storage, as is more popular for action plans and session notes to be used. And this allows patients and therapists to stay organized in treatment, and they can still access all of these things even if they're not in a session. But fourth, of course, some people simply don't have a provider to go to for one reason or another. And that is why we'll be offering a freemium system for everybody to access helpful resources that they believe could help them in their own personal treatment, perhaps mindfulness or anxiety. Now, our business model is specifically based on 3 key things: freemium, subscription, and crowdsourcing. But let's talk about subscription, as it is based on patient volume and scales over time. Now, we are specifically targeting people in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 section, but the cost reduces over time as our cost per user reduces as well in order to make it more accessible. With this pricing plan, we specifically, at a growth of 1 practice per month, are able to get to a revenue of $2,000 by month 6, which is rather great, especially because it is $615 per month, which far outpaces our expenses, which only grow by roughly $30 during that period of time, and mainly consists of digital infrastructure and HIPAA compliance. Now, of course, we do have some competitors. For example, big names like BetterHelp. However, BetterHelp suffers from the same issue as all of these other therapy companies. It's telehealth, meaning you have to book a slot, and so many people cannot keep going at 3:15 on a Tuesday. I know I can't. And therefore, My Journey can still fill that gap. Now, we've actually taken this idea to a variety of people in the industry, including members of corporate therapy companies, directors, and even business owners like Laura Weaver, and they've all not only given positive feedback, but gone further in saying they want to support us in the future. I recommend you take a look at Polly Larson's input in your executive summaries. We've also reached out to the Trust, which is a major insurance provider. Now, from a traction perspective, this idea already received runner-up at the University of Evansville Changemaker competition, beginning networking and other areas. But to answer the question of how we spend $1,000 if we really could win this competition, well, it would specifically be used to register the domain myjourney.clinic, along with LLC registration, the purchase of initial resources like worksheets or others to encourage providers to use the service, and of course, legal consultation, as this is a HIPAA-based business. Now, moving on, we have a few goals. For example, LLC registration in May, along with beginning some beta testing in June and July. By August, we want to finally release a revenue-based model and a low-form version for other providers to use. But this project is especially investable not only because of its high projected profits and the potential good publicity for supporting a mental health company. You can be sure that your money is going to help people who are not supported by our current broken system and that are left behind. This isn't just a for-profit business, this is a for-change business. But of course, this project is small and we want to help as many people as possible, as fast as possible. So if you can help or know anybody who can, we greatly appreciate it, and we can make my journey our journey. Now, thanks to all these people, including, of course, Mr. Moda, thank you very much. And if you would like, our prototype is available online through this QR code, also in your pamphlets. And now we can open up to questions. Thank you all for judging today, by the way.
How does this address some challenges that we see in our state and across the nation in rural areas? So right now, we're in a very accessible area to receive help, even though there may be a long wait time. But there's even regions that are represented here today that don't have that same access. So what does that do to alleviate that?
So specifically in rural areas, they often suffer from the challenge of not being able to get in person or receive therapy. Of course, you have some telehealth resources. However, for example, BetterHelp, it costs huge amounts of money just per week. I've seen some numbers as high as $260. And especially for some individuals in rural areas, they can simply not afford that amount of money in order to access therapy. And therefore, this business can specifically help because it has that other freemium version that patients who don't have a provider can absolutely use it on their own and access these resources, which can range from mindfulness to grief to anxiety management. It has, and especially for the course program section, as it is in a successive order and builds to teach about one specific topic. For example, anxiety, which I certainly understand.
Any other questions?
If you would like, I could talk a little bit more about who I network with currently as a part of traction measure, if you would like, to represent that. I'll just move back really quick to discuss that a little bit. Especially, I'd like to mention Laura Weaver. She currently runs her own private practice business known as Sierra Counseling, and it's exactly within our niche that we plan to initially target. And she said, in fact, she's open to help serve as a platform for beta testing, and she would love to provide any support she can. Additionally, Polly Larson is an individual who you saw the customer feedback right down there in your executive summaries, and also, of course, in the pamphlet. And she said she wants to help in the future. And I would also like to mention Dr. Jennifer Braun, who is the director of our UE Emily and Young Mental Health Clinic. Great person, great clinic. I recommend you go to it. But she actually said she can not only help us network with individuals and psychology students that are willing to provide resources for lower prices, but in addition, she plans to help, especially in the early stages, with approving and vetting resources that we plan to put on the site. So everything that is on there is double and triple checked.
Okay, Nicholas, thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. Have a great day.
All righty. Round of applause for all the amazing teams. At this time, our judges can be dismissed. They're going to be beginning their deliberation. The students and teachers, when we will wrap here, please come up here to the front. We want to make sure we get a picture of all of you. Everyone else is dismissed to eat. There's a bunch of restaurants nearby. However, I'll also say from 12:15 to 12:45, you can meet with and talk to our emerging innovators. Make sure you ask them some great questions and give them some great feedback. And then we'll return at 12:45 for closing remarks and announce today's winning team. Other than that, again, students and teachers up front so we can take a picture. Other than that, everybody's dismissed. You ready? You're good? You're live? You're good? Yeah.
Here we are again.
Here we are again. Okay, we're about to already announce it, so I'm going to make a 45-minute keynote. Settle in. No. Ooh. Let me get the emotional part over, then I'll get the traditional part then as well. I was talking to a lot of students, and I just want to say before I announce, and I haven't even looked up who it is yet. And students, you've already heard me say this, just bear with me. I don't care who won today. I care that you're here, and I care that you're building a network, and I care that your attitude is that you are seeing a problem as an opportunity. Wow, is it? I wish it was more emotional, because you would go arms of an angel or something. But it seriously is so important that you are seeing a problem as an opportunity. I go and I see so many problems. I in my own life, I'll sit there and like, somebody should do something about that. I wish I could do this for my mom. I wish somebody could do this. That ability to go, okay, I see it, identify it, and I know how to form a team and break it down. If you have that mindset, at minimum, you are going to be the most employable person in the world. Secondly, the importance of you being here means that your down chain. Okay, I'm being distracted. Can I pause this music? Yeah. Okay. The importance of you being here. We've grown because your friends were like, "Oh, I could have done that. I should have been in it." Yes, they should have. The other part of this is that we are also looking. Kevin had mentioned earlier. It is the teacher. You know why a lot of times we have so many great things from Signature School? Jose Mota is a legend, right? And now we're starting to get other people like Ross. Well, I shouldn't single people, but like we're starting to see more growth because of the right teacher. And people ask me like, what do your teachers do? They do 3 things. Number 1, they get students to see problems as opportunities, and opportunities are literally everywhere. Number 2, they give the gift of time. Our teachers are allowing you time to say, what do you think? This is my idea. And they're giving them awesome feedback. Like, you're not quite there yet. And then thirdly, and most importantly, when people say, well, it's not fair because it's not what you know, it's who you know. Nobody knows more people than teachers, factually. So when they open up their network, take it seriously. So my first statement is, I don't care if you won. I'm happy if you did, and I'm happy if you came in 10th or whatever. I'm challenging you to connect with as many people as possible, because a lot of people my age might not think that people your age are capable or as equipped. And that is why when people come to our events, they're like, I had no idea when they meet you. You guys have an obligation of being this intelligent and this driven that you're going to inspire people also your age. That is how society is going to benefit from you. So please continue on that path. I cannot tell you how proud I am of you and your ability to be here. Now the formal part. Yes.
You could. The judges left.
Oh, yes.
Judges left feedback for all of you. Okay. So again, whether you're first or 10th, they wanted to give you some feedback. Alyssa, or 11th, sorry. Mariah over here. Mariah has all of your feedback forms. So make sure you check in with her before you leave today. And now I'll give it back to you.
Yeah. Again, thank you for Deaconess and IDC for hosting this amazing regional finals event. Big applause for Deaconess. Thank you so much. Also, as a reminder, we're announcing who was the winner today, but also we do, after all of them are done, we still have to consider the other 3 wild cards. So be on the lookout for that. And also, before we reveal today's winner, we want to invite you to continue to be a part of the journey by inviting you to the Startup Challenge Finals and the inaugural Startup Summit, June 12th in Indianapolis at Butler University. That all being said, hold on, let me find out who won. Put the music back on. Oh, I'm just learning this for the first time. So, the winner of this region for Region 2, winning team is Page MD.
Okay. And here, you take that. Take that.
Look at me, guys. Smile real big.
Words of wisdom.
I'm just incredibly grateful for everything, and definitely my team. I really could have done it without you.
Anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it and want it the most out of anyone else.
Thank you, Mr. Mona and Signature Seniors.
All right, that all being said, again, stick around if you have any questions. I'll have a feedback forum. Also, students get to know one another, and if there's anything we can do to help, I mean this sincerely. At STARTedUP Foundation, today was nice. I hope to know you for the next 20 years. Sincerely, this is why we have an alumni association. We want to continue with your journey for a long time, which would make me 73 at that point. So, thank you guys so much again for your time. Judges, for you volunteering this time. This has been amazing. Other than that, drive safely.